Hey guys, good morning. It's Tony. I wanted to talk a little bit about Netflix, the big drop that it had, and why Bill Ackman actually just purchased about 3.1 million shares, or closer to a range of $1.1 billion. Um, Especially after he was throwing a lot of FUD around, right? So Bill Ackman is known as a very successful hedge fund billionaire, right? As a very successful investor overall. He actually announced on last Friday, that he bought 3.1 million shares of Tesla. Sorry, of Netflix. So we are what today? We are Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, Friday. So he bought Friday at around $397. I'm assuming somewhere around here, right? 397 bucks. But the thing is, though, he was taking advantage of retail because he was spreading a lot of FUD about Netflix going down and all this stuff or whatever. And then he comes back and he says, you know what, there was an opportunity in the market and we took it, right? But this was after he was spreading a bunch of bad news on Netflix. So this video isn't really to let you guys know that, you shouldn't trust what people say, especially big billionaires or big hedge fund managers. But this is a pretty common thing that happens around investing, right? You have big billionaires or big funds start spreading around FUD so that the price can drop and then they can pick it up, and then they basically now have, if he picked it up at 397, 387, he essentially got an extremely huge discount on Netflix. So if Netflix ever goes back up to like 520 bucks, which is kind of a solid range and that I think it can definitely get back to, he's making like a 50% gain on this, right? And if you bought at $1.1 billion, he's making $500 million in this. Generally at a pretty good price, right? And I already know this, but I know that there's a really big gap on Netflix somewhere on this area. You guys know that I think that gaps always get filled eventually, right? So I think at minimum, you might actually see Netflix go back somewhere to around the range of like 500 to like $510. And I think if you're holding Netflix and you actually buy Netflix right now, I think it'd be solid to actually have to sell half of your position or some of your position if it hits somewhere on the 500 range. I'm telling you guys right now, to get out like 50% minimum if it goes back to $500. And I can guarantee you Bill Ackman will probably do that. I'll guarantee you once the gap gets filled around somewhere on this area between probably like 397 to like 500, he's selling like half of his position, if not his original investment. I'll tell you guys that right now. But that's what happens, right? You have big funds, you have big billionaires constantly throwing foot at, like, take for example, this is probably going to be a different video, but take for example the whole Russia thing, right? I haven't really talked about news or anything because I've been focused on other stuff, but take example Russia and Putin and exactly what was going on, right? Russia's invading Ukraine. There's a lot of news about war, and then you have a couple of days of everybody being scared, and then Russia pulls back, right? And then you also have news about Putin banning crypto and mining when back in like November or something, or last year, it's recorded that Putin actually said that he likes crypto. He thinks that it has a place in Russia, and he thinks that it's really, really, he thinks that it's a really good basis on an addition of just things to add in Russia, right? I don't think he's going to replace his currency, but he was caught saying, or not caught saying, but he said that cryptocurrency is great and he likes cryptocurrency. And then a couple months later, they're thinking about banning mining crypto. Like that, come on, man. Like, and then news came out yesterday that Putin is actually pulled a 180. He's like, oh, just kidding. We're not mining crypto. We're not going to ban mining crypto anymore. Like, it's all good. Don't worry about it. So these things get pushed out because sometimes people just want lower prices, right? Like if Putin actually wanted to buy Bitcoin, let's say it's at 40K and he wants to buy it at 30K, he just got to release news that Russia's banning crypto. Guess what? Price drops $10,000. He buys in, and then he's like, "Oh, hey, what's up, guys? I'm actually not gonna ban crypto." And then price shoots up again, and he just got a free 25% discount, right? So it's one of those things that I don't want to say never believe the news, but it's, you know, you have to understand and you have to kind of nitpick on what you have to kind of like, you know, really be clear about what you pick and what you listen to. So again, Netflix, you know, Bill Ackman buys $1.1 billion or around 3.1 million shares. And this was before, you know, this was after he was throwing around bad news on Netflix, right? He just wanted a lower price. That's it. And when it comes to big money, you know, you don't want to trust big money when it comes to investments, because, you know, they're out to make money. You know, they're not here to support you guys. They're not here to support anybody but themselves, right? And they'll absolutely like F anybody else, especially retail. So, you know, I just wanted to make this video to make it pretty clear to, you know, just choose your new selection pretty wisely, right? Obviously, you have to have a little bit more experience to find out what to actually listen to, what to pick. But it's just there's going to be a lot of manipulation in the market, and, you know, it's never going to get fixed, right? People are saying that, oh, you know, it'll get fixed eventually. No, it's never 100%. I can guarantee you that the manipulation in the market is going to stay. As long as there's people with a lot of money, more money than retail than us, that's always going to stay, and you have to learn how to trade with it, right? Not against it. You have to learn to trade with it, because that's why retail loses 90% of the time, 95% of the time, right? I don't lose that much because I'm pretty good. But that's why retail loses a lot of the time, right? Because, you know, I don't want to say retail is dumb. It's just retail is unexperienced, I guess is the word that I was trying to find. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bill Ackman buys $1.1 billion of Netflix. I personally think he's gonna sell a big chunk as soon as we go back to like $508, because that's usually what happens, right? You wick down, you drop a little bit lower, and then you probably slowly melt up a little bit. And then once you hit $580, you drop all over again. So if I buy Netflix now, I would 100% get rid of my initial investment here at like $500. And then on the rest of them, I would probably sell calls. So I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.